Yes, ma'am. How are y'all doing? Is that enough room for you, ma'am?
Yes, that's good.
All right. It's your destination. And here.
And what is the pin for? That's the first time I've seen that.
That's for your security, so that you know you're getting into the right Tesla.
But how me telling you the pin, how does that?
Because I enter it into the app, and then it says A-OK.
Oh, okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's just a security measure.
Okay. You're not letting this thing automatically drive it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
We were just in San Francisco, and they have all of these.
The Waymos.
Waymos.
Yeah. So there in San Francisco, you got both. You got Waymo and Tesla. So Waymo's got the ones where there's nobody in there.
Nobody.
Zero. And then in Austin, Tesla's got. So Waymo is in San Francisco, Austin. Let me just make sure that it gets. There you go. So yeah, Waymo's pretty cool. They're in San Francisco, Austin, LA, and I believe they're operating in Atlanta at this point too. So they've got like, oh no, it's not Atlanta. They're about to go to Atlanta. It's Phoenix. Phoenix, like so yeah, San Francisco, LA, Phoenix, and Austin. Tesla is only in Austin at this point. They just started a couple months ago with theirs. And, but they just started out in the Bay Area as well. The only thing is they still have safety supervisors, kind of like what I'm doing right now, in the driver's seat, just because of regulations. You gotta, when you first start out, you gotta have a certain number of miles under your belt before you do it. I just do it for Uber, right? So I have a Tesla that drives itself. So Tesla's not ready to come to Houston just yet. Waymo's not even here yet, so this is pretty much the most only driverless you're going to get in Houston is a Uber driver and a Tesla. But
I have worked in safety health environment. Not to cut you off.
No, go right ahead, ma'am. Go right ahead.
Since 2005, and I guess that makes me old school because this is making me.
Is it
really uncomfortable?
Is it making you? Do you want me to take over? Well, yeah. I'll tell you what. You tell me. I'm going to keep it on the foot. So did y'all did not try the Waymo? No. Well, I'll tell you what, ma'am. At any point in time that you want me to take over manually, I will do it. Now, I do want to tell you, it is the me taking over manually compared to the full self-driving is kind of like, and again, this is just statistics, is like going up to a pilot on a plane and saying, I know that autopilot works pretty good for you, but I want you to have your hands on it the entire time we're in the air, right? That's obviously statistically going to be very disadvantageous for you and all the other passengers on the plane, just statistically. But I get it. Psychologically, it's a different thing.
There's way less traffic in the air, way more control over the planes, and a whole lot more stupid people on the road.
Well, and that's why it's actually statistically so much better to use the full self-driving, because of the stupid people on the road. I get you, man. Like I said, you want me to take it over, I will take it over in a heartbeat.
Part of the whole statistical analysis stuff that I do, I don't see the millions, well, probably hundreds to thousands of times things happen correctly. I see the one time it goes bad.
Right. You see
when it goes bad,
it goes real bad.
It goes real bad.
Right. Well, it's like human drivers, right? I'm an Uber driver, right? I'm retired, so I started Uber driving about 4 months ago, and I always just thought every human driver was average to above average. Holy moly. I have I would say 20% of human drivers are average to above average.
Correct.
And 80% are just winging it. They are terrible.
That we do as well as we do.
Yes.
With the white people.
It really is. I will tell you, we have, and again, she's going to know a lot better than me. We have about 45,000 deaths on our road every year. 45,000. That's a Vietnam War. Imagine this. Every single year, we have the same amount of death in 1 year on our roads as we had throughout the entire Vietnam War. And the Vietnam War changed the culture of this country.
So, but what I don't know about the Tesla auto drive,
Okay.
I don't know the algorithms and the code
Well, there's no code.
that make it respond to the 80%.
Yeah.
So I work in oil and gas.
I did too.
And I can tell you, if 80% of the people did not follow the procedures to do something, we'd have a huge problem. So part of my discomfort is not knowing the confidence. I don't have the confidence level
Right. No, I'm with you because you
That-
haven't experienced it.
that this, but of course I've heard about the accidents.
Yeah, of course.
I've never been in a car that was self-driving, but
Yeah.
I've heard about the accidents.
Right.
So, you know, but it's one of those, you don't hear about the hundreds and hundreds and thousands of times it's operated absolutely stellar. You
Right.
heard about the one time it goes horrifically wrong, and now there's a lawsuit, everything.
Right.
In this case, I'd be dead. So,
Right. Well, no,
Not very keen about it.
what you probably, they didn't say in that lawsuit is the guy had his foot on the accelerator. I mean, do you have cruise control in your car, ma'am?
of course,
What happens if you put your foot on the accelerator while it's
rides a cruise control.
it overrides it? And so that's why that man got the vast majority of the liability. They're obviously going to try to sue Tesla because it's got deep pockets. But the dude, I mean, and it's clear as day. I mean, they can show on the telemetric data because Teslas obviously have all the data inside the vehicle. The dude was pressing down on the accelerator where his foot was almost going through the footwell. So, you know, unfortunately, it doesn't bring that to that family. That's why I honestly, I don't besmudge that family whatsoever because they lost a family member, and I would hate. I've been in that situation myself 5 times. I've lost 5 family members to, yes, ma'am. Oh, in a 5-year period. 3 of them were literally within 3 years of each other, and all of them below the age of 25. So 18 to 25, I take that back. One of them was 17. So 17 to 25. And, from a legal standpoint, it's like, I don't know what Tesla could have done. I mean, if the dude's got his foot on the accelerator, I don't know of any ADAS system that can literally reach up through the computer screen and slap you on the face and say, pick your foot up. It just, there's no ability to, obviously I'm being tongue in cheek on that. But that, just so you have more color commentary on that specific one, ma'am, that is, that's what happened there.
So how does it know how fast to go?
So it is based on artificial intelligence, AI. And I don't want to bore you too much because it can get pretty boring, but it's operating off of what's called a neural net.
Yep.
And so, okay, there you go. So the neural net has been trained on just billions upon billions of, you know, inputs of good driving data, right? And so this has been going on for a little over 5 years, and that there's a inference chip Okay, so inside every Tesla is a chip. Well, first of all, in Palo Alto and Austin, Texas, where Tesla does all their full self-driving training, they have a huge set that they're the number one customer of NVIDIA at this point, because they're kind of going arm in arm into this AI thing. But that's who NVIDIA supplies mostly. Tesla takes those NVIDIA chips and they have these training clusters where they just train the neural net over and over and over and over again. And after about 2 or 3 months, they'll take that trained up chip and they'll transfer it over to what's called an inference chip. And every single Tesla on the road has an inference chip in their computer hardware. And if you use FSD, that training, it's not a chip at that point, but that training software can be pushed to your inference chip through an over-the-air software update. And so that's what I'm running right now. I am running an artificial intelligence AI neural net that was trained up on a whole bunch of NVIDIA clusters of H100 chips. And that gets sent to my Tesla. And every so often, maybe every 3 to 6 months, they'll have a whole brand new model. Like they're training a new model as we speak, and then that'll get transferred over.
You have to update.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Have to update periodically.
Several of my friends have had Teslas.
Yes. So that's a little bit of the differences, and so you're going to know about this a lot more than I am, but because I was an accountant, I wasn't really. This is not hard C++ coding. So like, whereas a lot of things in software are going to be like true coding, like C++, like if this then that, if this then that, where you have to just have 300,000 or 400,000 lines of code. Tesla scrapped that about 3 years ago because they saw that it was going to be impossible. Like driving is just too difficult.
Too many variables.
Way too many variables. Like even the same intersection could have thousands of variables, right? The one intersection, depending on the day, the weather, how many vehicles, everything. How drunk that driver is versus if they're stone cold sober. That's a different variable. You could have the exact same scenario, but if the truck driver to your left is drunk versus, which in Houston could be more often than not, that's a different variable than a truck driver just getting off work. And so they scrapped it. And this was about 3 years ago, maybe a little longer than 3 years, but maybe 4. And they went to the neural net, where it's basically all artificial intelligence, all what they call end-to-end neural net. And they've done that with the assistance of NVIDIA. And so that is really kind of one of the key differences compared to like what they used to be on was called autopilot. And autopilot, that's the old, in fact, what you heard about in Florida, that was on autopilot. So that, even that was still the old C++ coding.
Yeah, because that was actually years ago.
Yeah, 2019, I believe, is when that. So that was still when they were on hard C++ coding. And so yeah, now it's just all artificial intelligence. And I will tell you, ma'am, so I retired back at the end of September, and I started doing Uber, kind of like my first post-retirement gig, just to get out there and keep the juices going, as they say. And I have used this technology 100% of the time. All miles of Uber I've done over the last 4 months have been on Tesla FSD, and I have not had to intervene critically one time. Now, I am sitting here, as you can see. As you also notice, I don't do this a lot. I'm keeping my head straight on a swivel because I have a camera right there that's like a chicken hawk, and I'm the chicken. And so it is watching me like, and you probably noticed it nagged me one time. I don't know if you saw that. It kind of had a little blue light on, and so I had to touch the steering wheel to let it know. And the reason why is because I was looking back at you a little bit too much as I was talking to you. So the system was like, nah, player, get your head back over here. So it's still in the supervised mode. But yes, ma'am, I've used it exclusively for I'm all like 1,000 Uber rides.
Okay, so can I ask you kind of maybe a little personal question?
Absolutely, ma'am.
So one of my friends has a car, if not this car, very similar to this. The tires. So the whole issue, I'm real impressed with the electric cars, but
Yeah.
the battery is so heavy, and he went through tires. He had to change them like every year.
You know what? It's not the. I'll put it like this. I agree and disagree. So I agree with you. EVs go through tires. I would say, and I even asked somebody at Discount Tire this, because I go through. I'm an Uber driver, so I go through tires.
That's when you said 50,000 miles.
Yeah, I've already been through. I've already been. Well, no, I'm on my second set of tires. I would say.
But it's
probably
not,
about 40,000 miles, 40 to 50,000 miles.
Because that's what he was saying.
But
and they're not standard tires.
No, you can do regular tires.
You can.
Yes, ma'am.
But you just have to change it more often.
Right. Well, and here's the funny thing. I asked one of the Discount Tire guys, and in fact, those guys, obviously they were kind of jostling me a little bit because they're Discount Tire guys. They're
salesmen.
They don't like EVs. Put it like that. They're not the biggest EV fans in the world.
And you would think because they have to change tires.
Well, that's what I told. But I asked them. I was like, and they were joking around with me. It wasn't like they hated them. But I asked them. I was like, well, I know we go through them more often, but like, you tell me, you see it more often than us. You have the data. And he said it's actually not that much more often. He said, you do go through them more often. It's about every 40 to 50,000 miles. But what he told me is people in regular gas cars really underestimate how often they go through tires. Like he said, y'all go through them about every 40 to 50. They go through them about every 60 to 80. So it is about that. But a lot of people in gas cars, for some reason, they think I always get 100,000 miles out of them. It's like, no, they don't. Maybe you do. But statistically,
you're one of the 80% of the bad drivers.
Right. Well, it's the same thing as like when people say, well, I don't want to sit at a charger for an hour while I'm on a road trip. And I tell them, well, I wouldn't want to do that too. Thank God I don't have to. And they're like, well, wait a second. I thought you did. I was like, no, I sit at a charger for 15 to 17 minutes. When I stop every 2 to 3 hours, and I charge every 15 to 17 minutes. Well, I'm in this Ford F-250 and I want to stay on the road for 18 hours. And I'm like, well, sir, I'm 56 years old. And I don't know about your bladder. You look like you're about the same age as me. But my bladder is not going to last for 18 hours, number one. And number two, when they say, well, I don't want to sit there for as long as y'all have to sit there. I'm like, well, they've done time studies. Like, even if you show up to a gas station in a gas car and you don't have to wait in line to get, like, if you pull in, put in the gas nozzle, go use the restroom, normal little boys, little girls room, get a snack, get on it. It's about 15 to 17 minutes. So it's about the same amount of time. Where there can be a difference is, like, I personally pull over every 2.5 to 3 hours. And because I like to do that, I do that, number one, because I like to use the restroom every 2.5 to 3 hours. I like to get out and walk around. I don't want to be in a car for 5-6 hours. So for me, I am not charging all the way up to 100% every single time. Like, a lot of the folks that drive that have been in the Tesla universe for a while or drive EVs, any EVs. Generally speaking, we don't drive we don't charge all the way up to 100. We operate in that 20 to 60% range. And the reason why that's important, and not to get into a lot of battery chemistry stuff, but the battery charges up much faster when it's at a lower charge than it does when you're, so like in other words, to go from 0 to 50 may only take 10 to 15 minutes. Not even that. I think there's some EVs that can go 0 to 50 in like 7 or 8 minutes, but from 50 to 100 could be 45 minutes.
Wow.
It's just simply because of battery chemistry. And that's obviously a lot different than a gas engine, right? Because the first gallon of gas you put in is going to take the exact same amount of time as the 15th gallon, right? So that's one of those things that it does make you change the way you think about filling up, so to speak, right? It does take a little bit of a mindset change.
But if you wanted to go on a road trip, you would also have to plan it out.
Well, the Tesla does all that for you because there's Tesla superchargers everywhere. I've driven to California 3 times. In fact, you said San Francisco. I drove out to San Francisco in this. All on full self-drive. I never drove 1 mile all the way from here to, well, technically it was San Mateo. So I was in San Mateo for obviously Silicon Valley. I'm a Tesla nerd, if y'all probably haven't figured that out at this point. So I do a lot of things within the Tesla community. Well, that's obviously the mecca of all things Tesla AI and everything going on there. So I've been to California 3 times since I retired. And I just got back from San Mateo. Granted, I did go up to San Francisco as well on like day trips up there, but our conference, if you will, was in San Mateo, which is south of the Bay in the Silicon Valley area. And yeah, I've done it this last trip. I went all the way out there. I used this full self-driving the whole way. Never had to drive a mile. And it planned all of it out for me because there's Tesla superchargers everywhere. Like Tesla planned all this out. Years ago, they just went hard in the paint on superchargers when nobody else wanted to do it. Everybody else was kind of balking at EVs and like, that's never going to happen. And then it did happen. And, Tesla went ahead and they took the risk and built it out. And now it's just the best charging network. And I will be the first to admit the other charging networks suck. If people ask me like, what would you drive if you didn't have a Tesla? And I said, a Chevy Silverado. They said the electric version. I go, hell to the no. Like, I'm in this because of the technology. I came from the oil and gas industry. I was 30 plus years in the oil and gas industry. So I'm not a bleeding heart. I'm not in here for the unicorns pissing rainbows thing. I'm in here because this is the best technology, real world AI.
It just passed it.
Yeah.
Oh, did it pass it? Okay. Wonder why. So both of them, look at Uber. That's your Uber.
201.
Huh. So the Uber app had you going up there. Oh, is there a couple of entrances
I
in?
think you can get out here.
No,
there's just
no,
one
that's
entrance.
301. No, there's just one entrance.
It has us going to 301 Pruitt Road. That's what was entered into Uber. All right, no
Well,
problem.
it should have been already set. My address was set, so that's weird.
Sometimes Uber will do that, ma'am. That's not your fault. That's probably the main address for the complex.
No, because it's a different.
Sometimes it does. Yeah.
Have y'all had Uber drivers drop y'all off before?
I have not.
Okay.
So it's right here.
It's right here. Okay, doke.
My old apartments I used to live in,
You had 2 gates.
yeah, I had so go to the left here.
Go to the left. Okay.
My address for my apartment was different than what I had when I had to hook up the electricity.
All the way to the back.
All the way to the back. Alrighty.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And that. Yeah, sometimes it does, especially with apartment complexes, oops, sorry about that. Especially with apartment complexes, it will, it's hit or miss on where it'll take you for, like, I've had it take me to gates that are just literally padlocked. Like, all right, well, obviously I can't get in here. But what it is at one time, that was like where that apartment complex had the traffic going through, and it just hadn't been updated.
Going all the way back to that left jog.
To the left, and then take a left?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's that
that's
white
that white.
van. White truck, whatever. it is.
Oh, okay, so not all the way to the back. Like, right, okay.
Yeah, I'm looking at your big screen.
Oh, okay.
Take a. Yeah, it tells me I'm home when I get right here, but yeah, I'm not quite there. Not quite. So, and you can just stop right in front of
This walkway.
This walkway right here, absolutely. You get y'all, get the door unlocked, get out, get your luggage.
All right, I rolled your window down.
Oh shoot, I'm sorry. I forgot that thing comes all the way back when that, my bad.
No problem, I just couldn't get out.
Don't take a star away from me for that.
I don't know if I rolled the window down or...
There's no way she's gonna tell me it was good. I just know it. I know it.